Well, welcome to Cord Art. Today I want to try and make this two-coloured monkey's fist. Give a demo on how I make it. It's not the only way to make it, but it's the way I feel comfortable about making it. And plus it comes out fairly neat. Won't come out as neat as though you was using one colour, because when you go through the change of angles, there's some extra space taken up, so it does sort of go a little bit uneven here and there just on the turns. But this is going to be a monkey's body here. This is going to be the monkey's head, but not for this body. I'm making a monkey out of this colour and a monkey out of this colour. So what we're going to do is just put this to one side for the moment and make a body for this head. Yeah. What do we need? We need a ball. This ball is 1.5 inches in diameter, polystyrene. What I've done and always do is actually cover one of those balls in painter's tape. Yeah, you can see that it's pretty rough. Doesn't really matter as long as it's on there. And the reason I do that is, one is to make it a little bit more sturdy in nature, but the other is because if I use glue on it, which I will be doing, using glue on these sort of things to stick things on, then it doesn't go through and melt the polystyrene. So that's what it is. And plus it helps with the grip as well when we're actually tying. So I mean, if I was using a ball bearing, I would probably put tape around the ball bearing to stop the cords from slipping on the metal. Yeah. So the other things we need is one pin, a pair of scissors, something to heat with, lighter, and a jig. Now I like to use this jig. Showed it quite a few times. All it is a round piece of wood, like a round piece of wood, so nothing catches onto it. Load of holes in it. They do match up with the load of holes in the top. Yeah. And then what we put in the holes is, let's get that, I can't get that one out. Yeah, yeah, this one. Chopsticks, 4 chopsticks, cheap ones. Got these online. But you drill the bottom holes that diameter, and the top holes the thinner diameter. Yeah. So they just go in there nicely. I did start them with, you know, all in where I wanted them, but as time's gone by I've just added holes. But there's a tutorial on my site, Cord Art, shows you how to make one of those. Right, so where do we go? We've got the 1.5 inch ball. We've got four sticks there. We're just going to place that in there like so. Yeah. Now I've got it quite small at the bottom, smaller than the ball, but I want it bigger at the top. I'll just put the lid on and point out why I do that. There, and possibly there, and come on, Michael. There we go. There. So I've just pushed those through the piece of wood. The ball can go up and down now. In fact, I could get the ball out if I wanted to, but that's where it is. So, what else? We've got 2 fids with 6 feet of cord on the end of each. So we're going to make that ball into a monkey's fist with these colours. Yeah. So I'm going to drop those 2 fids down onto the floor and concentrate on this one now. So which colour do I want on top? I think I'll have the purple underneath, and then we're going to lay those. I like to lay just enough to go to, this is going to be my start point. Yeah. I'm going to go round, keeping hold of those cords, once, twice. Well, we've gone 3 times now around the front, but that's twice to there, yeah. And then a 3rd time. My cords are getting a bit tangled. Right, so, and then 4 times. We want 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, yeah. So we're going to come right the way round and come to there. Now you might think, oh, he's got 10 now, but I'm not going to. I just want to use our pin to hold this bottom cord in position. So if I slide the pin up through like so, I can then let go of this bit, yeah. So we've got 2, 4, 6, 8. We've got 8 that side, 8 at the back, 8 this side. This is just a bit of spare cord. Once we've got those 8, we're now going to go backwards. Now you can see that it's a bit awkward on this corner, and that's the reason why I say it won't be quite as neat as just single cord. But we're going to go back through and make it look as decent as we can. Right, so we're going to try and smarten that up a little bit in a second, but we're going to go over the back, underneath from the back, and back up to the front, yeah. We'll do one more, over to the back, keeping it all lined up, and then we're going to just fiddle with that if we can. Use one of our fids just to make it sort of sink in there a little bit, yeah. Keep the cord in line. So we've now got 2 at the front, 4 on top, coming round again from underneath to the front. Now I've got 4 on the front, yeah. Take that to the back, pull them through. Now we've got ended up with 2, 4, 6 on top, and 4 on the front, 4 on the back, 4 underneath. So we're going to come back underneath. Now let's just come make that nice and neat underneath, bring that up to this corner. That's where we started. We went round and round and round and round until we got to here, and then we went back and round. Now we've got 8 coming up. I only want 6 on at this stage, so we've got 6 on the top. When I go to there, we have 6 at the front, we've got 6 at the back and 6 underneath. I now want to go with the purple one. I'll just smarten it up a little bit because I can see that it's doubling over. That'll be okay. Right, so we've come up to there. Purple one, or mauve, is going to go round this bar and down through here. It's going to come down and it's going to go underneath. So we'll put it underneath at the moment. So there we go. Again, this is another change of direction, so it can become a little bit unseemly. It's about taking our time at first, taking our time with it, and then it's a matter of tension on how good it turns out. So we've gone underneath. Let's go around to the back. Purple up through there and over the top. Pink follows it. Now you might think at this point, why has he got 8 going up and only 6 in the middle? Well, because I've done this many times, and I know that if I put 8 in the middle one, there's too much cord on a 1.5 inch ball. So you have to make some allowances. I could get away with putting 8 on the second stage of this thing, but it doesn't look so good. So that one's going to go underneath now. Pink's going to follow down underneath. Underneath. Right, we've brought it underneath now, so this one up through. Try not to get any twist in it. And I'll probably try for 8 in this one rather than the 6. Both would do. You get slightly different look to the actual ball, but I'd like to see 8 in this one. I could cut a load of this. I might have to if the video is too long, but I'd like to show the whole thing of actually getting it together. Tightening up is a little bit different. I will be sort of cutting in and out of tightening up so that you get the gist. So we're going back underneath again. We've got 4 on top. When we come up to the top, this will be 6. So yeah, there's the 6 on top. As I would say, I'd like to get the 8, so I'm just manoeuvring the cords across the ball. Right, so how are we doing? We've got 2, 4, 6 on top. We're just going to come up through here. Go over the top. Bring the pink up through. So we have 2, 4, 6, 8 on top. We'll be finishing coming down through here, but I'd like to actually try and get it as neat as I can. Have that one coming down like so, and then the pink Right, so there we are. Now this isn't the time to sort of start speeding up. What we need to do now is just take a couple of minutes. Can you see where we've doubled over? This one's come up here and gone over there. That's is what I'm talking about, the neatness of it all. I'm going to take that pin out now. Take the jig off. Take the lid off. Remove the fids. And then we can take this off. Right, as I said, I might be dipping in and out of the actual tightening process. Now that's where we started. We started at the bottom like that and came up round there like this. So we want to get those two where we started. It's obvious that these were the start chords because the longer ones are where we just finished. So I want to, the two that we started with, which goes underneath there, I want to tighten all these first, yeah? So what I'll do is, rather than pull them through, I'll double them up and keep my thumb just like that. And then this row here, we can start to just bring it into position, yeah? And we're keeping two going all the time. There's the two. It comes round up to that one, up to that one. Bring the slack back down again. Tighten two up at a time. Right, we can let those two go now. These are the two that we're just tightening. That's starting to look quite neat, but it's keeping it that way. Right, so we'll now come over that one and that one. Bring them round, keep them in position, yeah. Now these are going to go underneath the top now, and will be these two. So we don't want to pull too tight. We're going to pull the pink one first because it's the outer one. And then we'll pull the purple one. But can you see that that takes up quite a bit of space just there, so it's just the way it is. So we've got those two. I'm not pulling all that tight, I just want to get them all into position before I start putting any pressure on the cords. Just want to keep them nice and neat and looking good. Being a soft ball inside, you can distort it, so that's why. Here we go, we're changing direction again now, yeah. So the purple one, see, strange, because I've changed the numbers in the middle, I've now got the purple one that was on the outside. Oh no, it's still coming on the outside, so we'll bring that one down like so. and just bring that one round like that, and we're off again. Just coming up to the end of it now. First tightening. If I was to have pulled too tight, we would have lost the shape. I'm trying to keep the faces all more or less the same size, because you over tighten and you lose the sizing. Right. So you can see where we've had to double over, it's gone a bit loose. I mean, I could actually pull it a bit tighter there and follow through, but we're going to actually retighten the whole thing anyway. But get it into shape. Yeah. Could probably leave it at that, but I'm going to actually tighten it up a little bit more. Now the two that we started with, they go round and round and round and up to there where they disappear. I like to go to that point where they disappear and work backwards back down to these two. I've done that for ages now, so what we'll do is we'll just tighten them a little bit. Bring those, so we're working backwards now, but only from a little distance. You can see that we've already got a bit of slack there. And slowly but surely they'll smarten up as we go along. Just make sure you've got all your cords where you want them before you tighten too much. Right, so what we've done is we've tightened just those. We came backwards down the ball. Now we go to the position where we started tightening from to go down the ball, and we go the opposite way. So they disappear in underneath the top, so we're going to pull that one and the one side it. See if we can get a little bit more slack out. Giving it a little bit of a tug just to get that little bit of cord through. Right, so we're just going to go back around the angles now. We've tightened down this way, it's going to go underneath the bottom and come out just here. Very difficult to keep all the sides exactly the same shape and size. I'll point out to you in a minute what I'm talking about when we've finished, which is just in a couple of seconds. And there we are. We'll just snip these two off. I'll be using all these waste bits for arms and legs for my monkey, so they won't go to waste. Put those over there. Cut them both off short. Bit of heat. And the good thing about having a soft ball is once it's gone off again, you can actually push those into the ball itself, making sure you don't push the cords out at the same time. Same again here. I'll push these in, but I don't want to push these out. Like so. And then we can smarten up a bit. As you can see, that's a really good side. That's a good side. That one's not quite so good because you've got that double round bit there. But being a soft ball, you can manipulate it to a position. Yeah. And then our monkey's head, again, this one, you know, you look at it there and it looks a bit unwieldy. You come to a nice surface at the front, and that's the way we're going to have it, like a monkey. It can have ears and nose and tail and arms and legs and things, but that is how I make a double coloured monkey's fist. I hope I haven't bored you too much, because I decided on this one that I was going to show the whole thing rather than cut and show bits and pieces. But thanks for joining us, and I'll show you the full monkey when it's done. All the best from Cool Dart. Bye bye.